the very good people of Adar Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I have listened to most of our colleagues on their contribution to the debate on this appropriation bill presented to us early this month. I am not interested to go into any controversy, but I would want us to consider involving some steps to be proactive in the implementation of budget. As Parliament, we should not allow budget to be just a matter of ritual. Ritual in the sense that it is just brought to us like any other period, we just consider it and pass it as it is brought. From now on, I think as a Parliament, we should be responsive and look at it critically. Initially, as Democrats, we are supposed to be part of the budget preparations, but we have never been. We have never got such opportunity from the executive, despite the fact that we have given them all the necessary support and cooperation. And we know every year, most of the problems we are facing with the budget is on implementation. Like many speakers have said, until now, the releases on capital expenditure for the 2017 Appropriation Act has not been up 20%. Some are saying it's not even up to 10%. Then we should look at how we should try to curb that, to stop that from happening in future appropriations, like this current one that we are considering. In my opinion, we should also look at reduction of recurrent expenditure. Going on with considering the situation of this country, youth unemployment, lack of business patronage, and lack of so many concerns in this country, we should try as much as possible as Parliament to look into the recurrent expenditure and take certain percentage, maybe about 30%, and earmark it for National Salvation Trust Fund, whereby a special implementation committee will be recommended in the budget here, and we should recommend to the executive that it must be implemented as prescribed by us in the appropriation bill. That fund will take care of the youth. As of today, nobody knows the exact number of the youth that have graduated from universities with first, second, and third degrees and are not yet employed. They are roaming the streets. Most of us, when we are traveling to various parts of the country, you see able-bodied youth, highly educated, selling all sorts of menial items, which is very disgusting. And in my opinion, it is a time bomb that we are allowed to grow. Because if this youth, God forbid, and I'm not advocating, if they decide to say, look, we are here educated, we are roaming the street, and we are just in the sunshine suffering, because we are selling chips, we are selling recharge cards, we are selling popo, we are selling all sorts of things. And those people are there living in their comfort zones. People like us here, Parliament, especially we are at the bash of the society. Everybody is accusing us. So let the youth know that we have them at heart, and let them know that we are willing and we are able to contribute towards sustaining a living, a lively life. In that terrain, my colleagues, I am advocating we should also place caveats in this budget. We should not just pass budget and allow the executive to go and do how they like. We must give time frame. When we pass the budget, there must be time frame and timelines. From in first quarter, there must be so percentage of releases and implementation. Ditto with second, third, and fourth quarter. If we introduce that, nobody will sit down in his office, in the office of the Accountant General, in the office of the Ministry of Budget and National Planning, and other ministries and MDS. They will not just go there and decide when they intend to implement and what percentages they can implement. If we put it in the budget, at any quarter, this House or the National Assembly as a whole should go on oversight to ensure compliance. Have you complied with the provision of the Appropriation Act? Have you implemented up to that percentage? If no, why? What is the reason? Then whoever have defaulted should also be penalized. If it is the Ministry of Finance or Office of the Accountant General or whatever office, they should be penalized. How do we penalize them? We should prescribe it in the Appropriation Act. We can withhold. This Appropriation Act shall provide that any MDA which become responsible for non-implementation of budget, its own recurrent releases should not be released for that period of time. Why shall we sit here, enact a law, and allow people to abuse it
the way they like. We have the powers. We are not using our powers. Honorable colleagues, Honorable Speaker, this is my contribution, and I hope all my constitution will be built in. Thank you very much.